Coach, this offense just finds a way to get rolling. It took a few innings, but you get the big 5 spot there in the 6th inning, and the offense really got going there in the final 3 innings. What did you see from that group to finally get things rolling?
Yeah, Robbie, I just their starter did a nice job. He's throwing 4 pitches. The changeup was good. He was pitching our right-handers, and candidly, in the first 4 innings, we didn't take very good passes. Our approach was not what it needed to be. It just seemed like we were getting caught in between pitches, and so credit him. He did a really nice job. And fortunately, in that 6th inning, we were able to have a big inning and open it up a little bit. We got to be better in the first part of the game. I talked about that down in Hattiesburg on Tuesday, and certainly we didn't do that tonight. We need to work on improving that and be better in the first part of the game and not ease into it. Not saying we were, but it just the approach wasn't what it needed to be. But fortunately, we found a way, and there were some guys that had some really big at-bats for us.
Steve?
Coach, it felt like early on that Ryan was having trouble locating the fastball and almost had to pitch backwards. The breaking stuff was kind of working for him. What did you see from him? And it seemed like he kind of found it in the 2nd inning.
Steve, that's a great observation. That was evident to me in the 1st inning. And Ryan did a really great job of figuring out what he needed to do to give his team a chance to win tonight. And tonight was a big step in the development of Ryan McPherson, because you're not going to go out every night and have your best stuff. But what your team needs you to do is, when you don't have your best stuff, is to grind and find a way to keep your team in the game. And that's what he did. It was evident in the 1st inning he did not have his fastball command, and candidly didn't quite have the velocity that he's had the first 3 weekends. Was that because it's a day's short rest? What? I don't know. Okay, but winners, Friday night starters in this league, find a way to keep their team in the game, to win the game when you don't have your best stuff. So, big night for Ryan McPherson, and my feeling is that's why we won the ball game. He could have easily just tossed his hat and had bad body language and said, I just don't have it tonight. But he was not going to accept that, and that's a big growth night for Ryan McPherson.
Colin?
Kind of adding to that, in terms of the body language, it just seems like he's had an aura and a confidence about him since that first week of the season. What have you seen from him in that regard?
I have seen that confidence in him. He exudes it, and I went down and talked to him after the 1st inning tonight, and I shared with him that 1st inning is not how you've carried yourself this year. That the body language needs to be right, okay? And tonight's a night that maybe you don't have your best stuff, but we are counting on you to still give us a chance to win, and told him that that's what winners do. And so, he's a sophomore. He's got some of the most experience on our team that's returning, and Ryan McPherson, since day one that we've arrived in the fall, has been a great leader of this pitching staff, because his attitude has been right. And tonight, that's how you get paid back as a player, for being a really good leader and having the right attitude. And you do that, it comes back around to you when you need to draw from it.
Sam?
I think it was a week or 2 ago when you said that eventually you'd like to kind of whittle down the lineup to 11 or so core guys, but Drew Wires comes in, he hits 2 leadoff home runs.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've been able to make any progress these last couple of weeks in that aspect?
No, not really, but thanks for asking. It's a good problem to have, because it's a night like tonight that it serves us well. You all wouldn't know this, but I didn't know until an hour before the game at Southern Miss that Reed Stallman was even going to be able to play. He has a foot injury. He gave me the thumbs up 60 minutes before the game. But That's why he got thrown out at second base. He wasn't trying to pimp a home run, I promise you. He was running at about 60 or 75%. He shouldn't have even tried to stretch it into a double. He knows that, okay? And so, you know, he's got a laceration on his foot that is really hampering him. And so it's kind of a day-to-day thing. I could use him there in the 9th inning for defense because, you know, I just wanted him to catch the ball. Drew Wires really doesn't have much experience over there, although I will tell you, on one practice day, we did work Drew Wires out a little bit at first base, and he did a nice job, and that's why I decided to put him there and not Garrett Fry. So, you know, Vitas Valencias was banged up on Tuesday and couldn't play. Aiden Teal's not even in the stadium tonight. So this is why having the old saying, deep depth, right, and having a lot of options, you know, it shows up on a night like tonight when you're plugging other guys in there and giving them opportunities. Certainly our team was rewarded with the night that Drew Wires had, and so it served us well tonight and is going to serve us well because in over 55 ball games, injury is going to happen. Guys are going to be dinged up, and we're preparing ourselves and have prepared ourselves when those situations do come about.
Last question. Hey, Dad.
Along that line, when you look at practice and you tell these guys, hey, there's only so many opportunities, you know, we can't all play. How intense are these practices for you right now? In your coaching career, have you seen this much competition just to try to get into the lineup?
Yeah, this is as much competition as I've ever experienced as a coach. Okay, and that's a great thing. It's not a negative. It's not a negative because they are handling it the right way. You take a player out of the game that started the game after a couple of at-bats, and he's still down there around everybody for the scouting report. He's encouraging his teammates. I pinch hit Garrett Fry for Blake Beavis, and Blake Beavis is giving him knuckles to say, all right, come on, G. That tells you that they care, right? And they care about what's best for the group. Fortunately, I get to make those decisions, and you all know I've shared this with you. I enjoy having the amount of decisions that I get to make. And listen, I'm going to call some wrong, right? And plenty, but it's great to have options, and it's great to have players that care about this rather than what might be on the name on the back of their jersey.